Hey, hey, hello, good morning, evening, afternoon, whatever time you are watching this at. It's me, Nate. I'm back and here with a new episode. And it's time to talk about the 1994 masterpiece, The Downward Spiral by Nine Inch Nails. This came out on March 8th, 1994, year before I was born. And it is a fantastic record from Trent Reznor and Nine Inch Nails. Trent Reznor is basically Nine Inch Nails. He's the mastermind, it's his brainchild. This band has many, many great albums, but to me, this one is a seminal gem that everyone should listen to. Let's get into it. The first song is Mr. Self Destruct, has a menacing vibe to it, very dark and ambient, sumptuous in some ways, but just bruising and menacing. Afterwards is the song Piggy, slow beats, almost this twisted, sensual nature to the lyrics. Very dark and mischievous, but it's mischievous in the best way possible. It's a song that kind of creeps and gets underneath your skin. It's a good song. Following that is Heresy, this scathing, nasty song, very bruising and brooding and menacing. Following that is March of the Pigs, which has this great boop ba boop ba doop ba boop ba boop ba doop ba super fast drum beat, super chaotic. Trent Reznor's vocals, where he's singing "Step Inside." That vocal chord stress must have been murder on his voice, but man, does it make for a great song. Fantastic, a true classic, and a song that even got MTV airplay. The music video was played on MTV and was a big hit. Following that is the song Closer. Closer is obviously the biggest hit from Nine Inch Nails. Even people who don't know Nine Inch Nails' music at all, they know the song Closer, they know the chorus. It's an amazing song. The kick drum part, the boom, ch, boom, ch, boom, ch, is actually sampled from the Iggy Pop song Night Clubbing from the album The Idiot, that came out in 1977. So I thought that was cool. A nice little sample adds to the layer. That's a song that has, again, the beat is slinky, it's slow, it's got that grimy, dirty, sensual nature that I talked about a little bit with Piggy, where Closer is just this dirty, grimy, and it's got that dark sexual undertones, which is common in Nine Inch Nails' discography, that lyrical content of the dark side of the sexual nature. It's you're exploring the darker side of humanity in a way, or the side of humanity that isn't as tapped into as frequently. And Closer does a good job of that. And it's an amazing song. Couldn't recommend it enough. Following that is Ruiner. Cool track. The Becoming is a great track. I Did Not Want This is cool. All three of those tracks have a very different feel from each other, very ambient in spaces, very dark in others. It's just this unique soundscape of just menace and evil. It's part of this record's identity. Following I Do Not Want This is Big Man with a Gun, that pounding, just, it's just dirgy and mean and just gets under your skin. It's fantastic. Following that is A Warm Place, which is like taking a big breath of air, an exhalation of air, and just letting it all out. And you're just removing all of the stresses and angers and all of the chaoticness. It's like a brief breath of air in a very dark time, which this album is kind of. Following that is Eraser, that just nastiness returns. Super great. Following that is the slow, pondering reptile. It's just dark and it's menacing. And again, there's that dirt, that filth, that grime element that's so inside of this record. It's just naturally cooked in there. And after that is the Downward Spiral. Great musical moment. And then we get Hurt, which finishes the album. Some of you may know Hurt from the Johnny Cash cover that was done many years after this album came out. And people found out it was a cover, revisited Nine Inch Nails and the Downward Spiral. And for lack of a better term, it kind of brought the song back. It made it a hit. People love it. And it's this amazing, poignant song. You listen to Johnny Cash's version, and it's about an older man looking back on his past. When you listen to the Nine Inch Nails version, it's a young man looking back on his mistakes, and it's him having regrets and pain. And it's a song that universally we all understand in some way. We all live with this kind of feeling of remorse and regret. And the song, for lack of a better term, it's a good examination of the idea of you can let your pain control you and your past control you, or you can choose to look back on it and acknowledge that it's still there and let it be in you and a part of you and not control you. You can control it. And the song ends quietly. The album comes in heavy and ends on a so slow and dismal, depressing, almost fragile, heartbroken note. Ironically, the next album is called The Fragile. And this album was recorded at a time when Trent Reznor was going through a lot of sobriety issues, and he was in a dark headspace. The album was actually recorded infamously at the house where Sharon Tate was murdered, and a lot of people don't know that. And soon after the recording of the album, from what I understand, they tore the house down. But yeah, they recorded this whole album in there. And there's two songs that I want to talk about. Normally I don't do this, and it's included on the deluxe edition, but they come from this time period, and this deluxe edition is worth seeking out. You can find it on the internet. It's a great reissue. And the two songs are the song Burn, which was on the Natural Born Killers soundtrack. Fantastic movie if you haven't seen it. Really weird and messed up, but a good movie. Very heavy, very menacing, ominous, just dirty and dark and mean and nasty. It's just a great song. And then we also have Dead Souls. Now, Dead Souls is a Joy Division cover. Dead Souls was featured on the soundtrack to the movie The Crow. What I like about Nine Inch Nails' cover is they take what Joy Division did, which is there's this primal beat, there's this darkness, there's this menace, there's this space in the original song, and they add to it. And Trent Reznor's voice highlights that spaciousness. The way he sings, it almost sounds like a ghost. And that's really cool to me. It just sounds very naked and barren. And for a Nine Inch Nails song, there's really not much going on that song, which I think is cool. And it maintains the integrity of the original. It's one of my favorite cover songs of all time. And the drums and bass on that song, it's in lockstep. It's like the original, because the drums and bass in the original are just so tight, and it's a big part of the song. It's part of that feeling of the song. It's eerie, it's dark, it's menacing, it's interesting. But yeah, so that's it. The Downward Spiral, an incredible album, an incredible moment in time, great record, great band. I have a lot of memories of Nine Inch Nails. I could have picked any of their records. I love Pretty Hate Machine. I love Broken. I love The Fragile. I love With Teeth. I love Hesitation Marks. I love the Ghost stuff. It's all great, folks. But yeah, please like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you all next time. Thank you so much for watching and being patient and waiting for the new content. Apologies that it took so long, but good things come to those who wait and in time. So enjoy, folks, and get out there, jam some Nine Inch Nails, crank it up loud, and yeah, throw on some Doc Martens. Embrace your inner edgy kid.